All right. Good morning, guys. Let me quickly share my screen. All right. I hope you guys are able to see my screen. Thanks for confirming that. So let me quickly introduce myself. So my name is Avinash Tripathi, and I'm working as a specialist cloud and infrastructure services for one of the MNC. Okay. And I have total 11 years of experience, and I'm a AWS certified solution architect professional. I do have certifications on specialist category like a security specialist and associate like a solution architect associate, sysadmin administrator, MCSA, Azure, Red Hat, and GCP certifications also. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can use LinkedIn, right? I hope everybody aware about what exactly LinkedIn is. So you just go to LinkedIn, either you search me with this username or you search for Avinash Tripathi. You can find my profile. You can get all my technical information like where exactly I'm working, right? So what are my technical expertises and these certifications. You can even verify whatever certifications I'm mentioning here. You do have an option to verify that. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So a couple of things before starting this session. We are going to start with cloud computing basics first. So I can say these are like a kind of prerequisites to start with any of the cloud platform. Okay, so this cloud, right? It's not just applicable for AWS. It's same for Azure, GCP, Oracle Cloud, Alibaba Cloud. You take any cloud computing platform. Whatever the things we are going to discuss in our coming 2 sessions or 3 sessions, it's going to be applicable for all the cloud service providers. So then we will start with actual Amazon Web Services. But I'll give an overview what exactly AWS is and all. Okay. But in detail, technically we are going to start AWS on all these things from Monday onwards. Okay. So, but these also knowing public cloud, private cloud, advantages of cloud computing, software as a service, platform as a service, these all things also definitely required. Okay. So, yeah. First thing, so this is an online classroom session. Simultaneously, I'm going to deal with classroom guys as well as online guys. If I get any question from online, I'm going to repeat that question and I'm going to answer here. Okay, not only now, even in our future sessions also. Okay, so vice versa, same for classroom also. And for first, in initial sessions, like for coming 2 sessions, we are not going to allow you to unmute at any time. The thing is, this is demo session. Everyone will join, some might be very interested, some might join for time pass purpose. Okay. So whoever joined for this time pass purpose, right? So we had very bad experiences with those guys. They simply unmuted and they used to play a song. We allowed initial sessions, we allowed everyone to unmute at any time. For example, if you got any question, if I'm talking something about service models, you do have an option to unmute and you can ask your question. Okay. So, but because of these bad experiences, we are not allowing everyone to unmute at any time. I'm going to give a question and answers window. If you have any question, you can raise your hand during that period. I'll allow you to unmute and you can talk. Okay. But this thing only for first 3 sessions or 4 sessions. After that, once batch is finalized, we won't get these things. So if batch finalizes, only interested candidates will join, right? So we really don't get into such type of scenarios. So that's the reason we are not allowing everyone to unmute at any time. Okay, I'll give a window. During that window, you can ask all your questions. Okay. Right. So as I mentioned, As I mentioned, we are going to discuss about cloud computing as a prerequisite. Is this a new word? Have you heard this cloud computing word earlier? Okay. So any examples for this cloud computing? Are we using this in our day-to-day activities? Emails? Any other? Storage, the application? Yeah, please come. Please come. Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, Facebook, Gmail, YouTube. Okay, can we call this Google Drive as an example for cloud computing? Can we? Absolutely, yes, we can. So the reason, see, cloud computing means you are just going to utilize the service. You are not going to manage any backend resources. See, you want to share a file with me. So how many options you have? Forget about internet. Forget about internet. Okay, you don't have internet and I don't have internet and you want to share a file with me. So what is the option we have? Okay. Right. You know, pen drives, hard disk drives, floppy drives, right? So you have a disk, you connect the disk to your laptop, you copy the files. Okay. So then give the device to me, I'll connect to my laptop and I'll copy. In this way, we are not using any internet. If you want to use share it application and all or Dropbox, these all definitely require internet. You need to upload. So then you need to give a link. I need to have internet. Then I need to download it. As I mentioned, without internet. Like, you know, the same process now by keeping internet in mind. So you want to share a file with me. Is it that much difficult? Sharing over the pen drive is definitely difficult. For example, you are sitting in Bangalore, I'm sitting in Kolkata. So then what? You are going to courier that pen drive? Obviously, either you need to come or I need to come to copy that files, or you need to courier, or we both meet at Mumbai and copy files. You go to Kolkata, I go to Bangalore. Okay. So, but now you simply upload that file to Google Drive or Dropbox or OneDrive. We have n number of the applications, right? You upload, you generate a link. You generate a link and you give that link to me. I can access that file by using that link. I can download it. If I have required permission, I can modify it. I can delete it. Right. So over the internet, so this manual process maintaining hardware is eliminated. Similar way, okay, that is very basic example, guys. When coming to enterprise level, we need a server. Okay, we need a server and the requirement is very short term. I don't want that server for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. I want that server just for a week. After a week, I don't need that server. So then, do we really need to purchase a server for 1 week? My requirement is very short. If I want to purchase a physical server, you know how the lengthy process it's involved with? You need to contact different vendors. You need to ask them to quote. You need to bargain. Finally, you need to pay. You need to give a purchase order, PO. And you need to give all money upfront. That means 100% you pay first. Then only he will take order and he's going to deliver the server. And that server delivery will take around 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. And finally, server came. So then after, you need to install an operating system. You need to place that server somewhere. Where you place a server? In a server rack. So you need to purchase a server rack. Then place a server, connect to the server, install operating system. So then on top of that operating system, you install whatever application you want to. Install it, so then run that application. So then only, like, you know, once you done with that installation, whenever you deliver, then only you can start using that. Till that time, you just configure that server. You are not started using it. You just configured so far. You're not using it, right? So this entire process itself will take 1 month, but you need a server for 1 week, right? So this is a traditional method. When coming to this cloud computing, what happened? This process is evaluated. This process is evaluated. In this evaluation process, okay, we are not going to purchase any hardware. My requirement is very short term. I can create an account with Amazon Web Services, just like a Google account creation. And once I logged into that AWS account, I can launch a server just in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. No need to purchase any hardware, no bargain, price is fixed. And the important thing is the pricing is pay as you go method. I'll talk about it. Okay, so you are going to get a server just in some minutes, then you can get connected to it. No need to purchase any operating system, no need to install operating system. It's already ready-madely available. So then you just need to deploy your application and deliver it. Whatever process you're doing for 1 month, you are completing that within 1 hour and you're going global just in minutes. You're not taking weeks or months. Whatever application you want to deliver, you can do it within minutes, right? So the process is automated. The process is simplified. Can I give a simple example for same? If you want to send money to your friend, before this pandemic and all, for example, let's take in 2010, you want to send money to your friend. He asked you to send 2000 rupees and you want to send that money. What is the process? At that time, we don't have this Paytm, Google Pay. We don't have this phone pays, no UPI, no net bankings also at that time. So then how? Go to bank, fill up a voucher, stand in a queue. If you're in wrong queue, you screwed up. If it is a SBI and all, you waited in a wrong queue for 1 hour. That means that guy will tell you simply, okay, this is not the queue. You go and stand there. And again, you need to stand there for 1 hour. By the time your comes, he will say it's lunchtime. Right? So these things happen. Okay. So you need to spend a lot of time, manual efforts. And when your turn comes and he's going to take the money and he will tell you that, okay, money is going to deposit within 1 hour. Yeah, it's true. It's not spontaneous. It's not immediate. It will tell you, okay, money will deposit in 1 hour, but it might be deposit less than 1 hour only. Okay. So then finally your friend receives the money. To complete this process, your half day gone. Okay, let's take this scenario now in present time. You want to send money to your friend, he called you and asked you. So then he even can request you over the app. Okay, he can request you over the WhatsApp, or he can request you over the GPay or PhonePe, right? So you just need to select your bank account, amount, enter the UPI pin. That's it. Same process. Is any change in the requirement? There is no change in the requirement. Okay, so but the process is automated. The process is simplified. So this cloud computing also, it's not a new technology. Whatever process we are following from ages, okay, so that process is now automated. We are using that automated process. What is the advantages and what is the disadvantage with this process? So the advantage is, like, we have a lot of advantages. The primary advantage is rapid deployments, rapid delivery. Quickly you are deploying your application, quickly you are delivering it. Whatever idea you got, you are put it in works, develop your application. So you no need to purchase a server, you don't need to have a lot of money. That's the first thing. If you want to develop an application and deliver, you no need to have a lot of money. Okay, so currently how many users are there? How many customers are there? Take a small server for that small customers and deliver it. Later, if customer count is increasing, you take a higher server, you take higher configuration server, you deliver it. So, when the requirement is changing, when the load is high, when more customers are coming, we are taking more configuration servers. So technically, we call this as a pay as you grow. I told you two things now. One is pay as you go. Second one is pay as you grow. I will write down that. So first cloud advantage is pay as you go. Second one is pay as you grow. So when coming to this pay as you go mechanism, pay for the resources based on usage. So that means if you use a server for 1 minute, you pay for 1 minute. That's it. After 1 minute or after 1 hour, 1 minute is too aggressive, right? So after 1 hour, you decided that, like, you realized you no longer require that server. Okay, so then you can delete it. End of the month, what happens? You will get bill for that 1 hour only. Okay, so that is pay as you go. If you use a server for 1 day, you pay for 1 day. 1 week, you pay for 1 week. Okay, so that is pay as you go. When coming to this pay as you grow means, okay, here pay for the resources based on resource configuration. So that means you have taken a small server, the cost is going to be less. You do have an option to take a nano server. Okay, very, very less cost. You have micro server, you have small server, you have medium servers, we have large servers, we have extra large, 2 extra large, 4 extra large, 32 extra large, 64 extra large also available. Okay, so we have different configurations. So now what happened in initial stage? You are the only customer. Okay, so do you really need to take a large server? No, you are the only one who is developing. So no one is going to use it. So a small server like a micro server or small server is too sufficient. But like, you started like, marketing your application, you started advertising your application. So then what happened? Slowly, your application is going into the market. They started using your application. See, you take any famous application, initially where it started. Have you seen that images? You might seen it in like, WhatsApp statuses. Where Amazon started? Have you ever seen that image? Amazon e-commerce site. Where Amazon started? There is a little shed. You see this? This is where that Amazon, the e-commerce website, Amazon.com started here. Okay, where Google started? Where Google started? Google started in this garage. So in this stage itself, did they build data centers? Now, Google, this Amazon, they have data centers across the globe. Recently, they have launched 3 data centers in Hyderabad itself. In Shadnagar, near to Shadnagar, 3 data centers. Okay, Amazon warehouse is here, right? There are 3 data centers in Mumbai. Okay, 1 small data center in Chennai, 1 small data center in Bangalore, 1 data center in New Delhi, 1 data center in Kolkata. These are smaller ones, but these Hyderabad and Mumbai ones, they have very huge data centers. At this stage itself, they build these data centers. No, at the time, what they really required? At that time, they required just 1 server, not a data center. Why? Because it's in initial stage. They are giving it to only some group of customers, only some very limited number of users are using that application. But when more customers are coming, what they did, they added more servers. They added more server to their infrastructure. So here, pay as you grow. If you're using nano server, pay very, very less. Micro server, very less cost. Small server, less cost, medium, average, large, like, based on the resource you are selecting, the price is increasing. Is this applicable to only cloud computing? No. If you go to a hotel, they will ask you, okay, you want to go for like, deluxe room, suite room, VIP room, VVIP room. See, hotel is same, right? So if you choose a basic deluxe room or single room, very, very less. If you ask for like, VIP suite, obviously, that will cost you more. So same way here, this mechanism is not new. Okay, now you might get a doubt. Okay, so now why I need to depend on cloud, where I can go out and where I can purchase my server and where I can deliver my application. But the problem is, in current times, do we have any guarantee for any of the application? Now, how many of you used Orkut? You heard about Orkut? No? Okay, only one. Okay, so if you know what is Orkut, you are really old enough. Right. So we used this Orkut in 2004, 2006, 2007. At the time, we have used Orkut just like Facebook. Later, Facebook came, taken all the users from Orkut to Facebook. Now, how many of you are really using Facebook? You see? But 4 years back, 5 years back, everybody used Facebook. But now, Instagram. Okay, forget about Reels. How many of you use Snapchat? Right. You see this when time passes. So we are evaluating. We came from Orkut to Facebook, Facebook to like, Instagram, from Instagram to Snapchat. If any other simple application come, we will use that as well. Okay. So, there is no certainty for any of the application in this digital world. So just for small application, you need to spend a lot of amount first, and you need to build an infrastructure. If your application works well, that is well and good. If your application won't work, so then what? Obviously, you need to scrap that all the resources you already purchased, right? Yes, please. So you need to scrap all that existing resources. Okay, so instead of that, if you're depending on this rented mechanism or leased mechanism, where application is hit, you use it. If no one is using, delete it, you pay the amount, close the account. That's it. Okay. Again, general example for this. How many of you can afford a own house in Hyderabad? No hands raised. The reason, you need to invest huge amount, but you are staying in a house, right? How many of you can afford a rented house? Obviously, many, right? So the mechanism, the reason here is no need to pay upfront cost, no need to invest like 50 lakhs or 80 lakhs or 1 crore. You don't need to invest to get your house. You don't have that much money. But are we living in streets if we don't have a own house? We do have an option called rented house, right? Pay 10,000, live in that house. Okay. So now the important thing here is who do the maintenance. If tap is not working, if it is your own house, who need to fix it? We need to fix it. If it is a rented house, if tap is not working, like some water leakage happening, call the owner, inform him. Why? Because you are paying rent. So same manner here. The maintenance. If you are building your own infrastructure, we really don't know whether we are going to use it fully, whether it may be overutilized or underutilized. If it is underutilized, your estimation is wrong. Okay, some resources are wasted, resource waste happening. If it is overutilized, again, you need to go out and you need to purchase a lot of servers again. Okay, so again, something happened to your server. If it is your own data center, you need to take care. So for taking care about that hardware, you need to recruit networking team, storage team, Wintel team, right? So you need to recruit a lot of teams to maintain that existing hardware. Okay, but if it is like a cloud computing mechanism, if it is cloud computing mechanism, you simply take the resource, use the resource. For now, use smaller one if your count is less. Upgrade it without any difficulty. Okay, if you want to perform upgradation or downgradation, no need to worry about dependencies, no need to worry about hardware compatibility things. Stop the server, increase the capacity, start the server. That's it. I'll show these things in our coming 2 sessions. How to launch a server, how to increase the capacity of the server. You will come to know that in our coming 2 sessions. Okay. So, that's a advantage. No maintenance. First thing, if one server you're not able to get connect, raise a ticket with AWS. They will take care about it. Why? Because you're paying rent to them. They're providing the resource. So we are the, we are the consumers. They are the service providers. Okay. So because of all these things, organizations started using this cloud computing. Okay. So this is a mechanism. Even when coming to banking sector, we have a number of the banks. What HDFC can do, ICICI also can do, right? So here also same. What AWS will do, same thing we can do with Azure. Same thing we can do with the Alibaba Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Fujitsu, Rackspace, Oracle, IBM Cloud. Okay, Tencent Cloud. So these all are the cloud computing platforms. So whatever one available with one, still that same service available with another service providers also. Okay, so this is very general thing about cloud computing. So you got an idea now what is cloud and why recent times companies are going behind this cloud. Right. So one small thing here, we do have a definition for this word called cloud computing. Okay, so there is an organization called NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology. They have given a definition for this word called cloud computing. Okay, cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be provisioned without minimal management effort or no service provider interaction. Whatever we discussed so far, same thing is in proper terminology. That's it. So I'll tell you, cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means present everywhere. So it's available everywhere. If you have internet, you can access Google Drive, right? If you have internet, you can access Google Drive. Where exactly you are doesn't matter. Okay, whether you are at your home, friend's home, doesn't matter. So the service present everywhere. Based on your convenient, you can access this, and on demandly you can access whatever the resource you are going to get. So this word on demand, have you ever heard this word? On demand movie service. So based on demand, they are going to deliver the service. For example, if you are using like a dish TV and all, they have a number of the movie list to watch. Even YouTube also, for example, if you go to YouTube and if you search for Bahubali movie, they will show you that movie, but they will ask you to pay some rent. You pay that amount, then only you can watch that movie. That is what on demand means. Okay, having that movie in YouTube don't cost you anything. But whenever you decided to watch that movie, so then only they will cost you. Okay, again, you are taking it on rented basis. You can watch a number of the times within 24 hours. After that, that will expire. Even Amazon also started this service. Recently, I tried to watch John Wick 2. But I need to pay some rent and all, then only it is available. Right? So some movies recently they are releasing a similar manner. If it is the first 1 month, you need to pay some rent and you need to watch. After that, they are making it available for everyone. So on demand, what exactly you really required? You need a small server, high server, you need 100 GB. 100 GB capacity is available with Google Drive. Generally, 15 GB is free. If you need more than 15 GB, obviously you need to purchase a plan. So we have 50 GB plan, 100 GB plan, 1 TB plan, 2 TB plan is also available. So if you pay money, they will give that storage. And you do have an option to upgrade that plan or downgrade that plan. Right. So that is what on-demand service means. On-demandly, now my requirement, I need 50 GB. I done with my requirement, I can come back to again 15 GB again. Okay. So we call this as a scale up and scale down. Taking more resources, removing resources. Right. So, and again, here there is a word called shared pool of configurable computing resources. We have a word called shared pool of configurable computing resources. You know what exactly this means? The underlying resource is going to shared with multiple customers. See, whenever you're creating this Google Gmail account, you're getting 15 GB storage, right? Now my question is, for that 15 GB storage, is Google maintaining a hard disk? If they are maintaining a hard disk, I created 5 or 6 accounts and I forgot password, currently using 2 or 3 Gmail accounts. So are they maintaining 10 hard disk drives for me? Then how they are delivering the storage? By using pooling. You know carpooling? So if you want to travel to, like, for example, you want to go to Madhapur from Amirpet. So if you open Ola or Uber, you do have multiple options like Ola Prime. Ola Share also is there. Uber Pool option is there. Ola Prime is Uber Prime is there. Okay, the sedan option is there. Like, similar way, there is an option called pool. What exactly that pool? Why it costs less compared to another options? The reason, the card may share with another customer who have similar requirement, who is traveling to, like, Jubilee Hills or Amirpet or High Tech City. So that guy also travel with you, may or may not. Okay. So as you are okay to share that underlying resources, you are going to get charged less. So similar way, in cloud computing, whatever underlying resource we have, so we can share that resource with another customers and we can get charged less. Okay. So if we need a dedicated, yes, we do have an option. If you don't want to share underlying resource, you can go with the dedicated tenancy option. We call this mechanism as a tenancy. Okay. We have shared tenancy, dedicated tenancy. The advantage or the default option here is it's a shared pool, not just like, a storage. You take any resource like a servers, network, databases, applications and services. These all can be shared with multiple customers and you both are going to get charged less. That is also part of cloud computing definition. And to create all these resources, you no need to put much effort. You no need to put much effort. Easily you can create. Okay, if you don't require that, you can easily delete. You want to increase the capacity, you can do it easily. Decrease the capacity, you can do it easily. Okay, so to perform all these activities, you no need to contact the service provider. In our case, AWS is our service provider. You no need to contact AWS to increase the server capacity, to decrease the server capacity. Okay, so this is a NIST definition of cloud computing. NIST stands for National Institute of Standard and Technology. Okay, in simple, if you ask me what exactly cloud computing is, instead of purchasing our own servers, own storage, instead of building our own network, delivering our, creating our own database servers and all, we are going to get all these on rented basis from AWS. Okay. As it is a rented basis, maintenance thing, we're offloading to AWS. We are not worrying about maintenance. If something is not working, that's AWS responsibility. You take care about it. But one small thing you need to keep in mind here, when coming to security, it's obviously both parties' responsibility. So how many of you use Gmail? Everyone, right? Anyone here without any Gmail account? No. So everybody use Gmail, right? Is it secure to use Gmail? Why? Why you're not using Yahoo? Before Yahoo, we used to have Rediff and MSN mails, Outlook.com. Why you're not using all those? Because of Gmail is popular, you're using? Okay, how many of you have your phone number as a password? How many of you have your your name at the rate 123 as a password? Or name at the rate your special number as a password? Or your mother name as a password? Or your ex-girlfriend name as a password? Your wife name as a password? Your kid name as a password? These all are easily guessable password, right? So if you're setting your phone number as a password, is Google responsible for that? Your phone number is with n number of the guys. Someone want to access your Gmail account. So then what they did, they simply tried whatever options I mentioned. If I want to get access to any of the Gmail account, these are the common passwords I'll try. First, I'll try your phone number. I'll try your name and your car number. Okay. Or last 4 digits of your phone number or first 4 digits of your phone number, your name at the rate, first letter capital. Random, right? Somehow I crack your password. So setting up a weak password is your problem, not Google's problem. Okay. Similar way, launching a server. Yes. Till you launch that server, that AWS will take care. But once you launch a server, to whom you are giving access, whether you are opening all ports on firewall, that's our responsibility. If you are opening for everyone, okay, AWS will give you a recommendation. Okay, this is not a recommended one. If you follow that recommended setting, you can configure it securely, but they don't restrict. Okay, so it's always both parties' responsibility. We call it as a shared security responsibility model. It's one of the certification question, guys. It's always both parties' responsibility. When coming to AWS responsibility, they are responsible for all the data centers, physical servers, who get access to the data centers, right? So whether applying all the latest patches to their operating system, that is AWS responsibility. Once you launch a server, to whom you are username and password, where you are posting that username and passwords, okay, opening that server for everyone or setting up a weak password for that server, not enable encryption for that server, these all customer responsibility. So we call it as a shared responsibility. Same applicable for your Gmail also. Setting up a weak password is your problem, not Gmail problem. So security of the cloud is AWS responsibility. Security of the cloud. Security in the cloud is our responsibility. Okay. So yeah. So while we are discussing, we discussed about all the advantages also. On-demand self-service, you know what exactly it is now, right? What exactly server you require, you can get the server, you can configure it, you can start using it. So then broad network access and high availability. So these organizations like AWS and all, their business is that. AWS business, Azure business, GCP business is build data center, give it on rented basis. So can you build an infra similar to that? Obviously be difficult, right? So we already have their footprints across the globe. So use that resource and deliver your application. You no need to invest a lot of money, no need to spend a lot of time. Okay. So then resource pooling. resource pooling. So as I mentioned, you can share underlying resource with other customers. You can save some money. Rapid elasticity, scale up and scale down. Creating a server, increasing the server capacity, decreasing the server capacity. Okay, doesn't require much efforts. So that is also an advantage. Rapidly. Measured service, it's a whatever service you actually use, it's going to be measured in form of like, per minute, per hour, per GB, and we are going to get charged. So for most of the services, no pre-provisioning required. So that means you no need to choose, okay, I need 100 GB. You selected 100 GB, but you're storing only 1 GB. End of the day, we are going to get bill for 100 GB. If you're taking Gmail as an example, Google Drive an example, you have taken a 100 GB plan. Is it matter whether you are really using 100 GB or 1 GB data? No. Whatever plan you selected, they will cost you based on that plan. Okay. So, but here in AWS, like, it's a no pre-provisioning required, truly pay as you go for most of the services. That is also an advantage here with cloud computing. So we have this deployment models and service models that we will discuss tomorrow. So whoever late, we have started discussing about cloud computing, guys. Whoever joined the session late, we are discussing about cloud computing. We haven't started anything about AWS. Okay, we will start like, after 1 or 2 sessions later. But knowing this cloud computing, basically AWS is a cloud service provider. So knowing cloud and its mechanism, its terminology, like, the service models and deployment models, obviously, you can treat this as a prerequisite. Okay, we are learning that prerequisites. So then we will start with AWS. When AWS is introduced, what are the services we have? Right. So quickly, I will show you one thing, then I'll take all your questions. Okay. So I told you that it's not at all difficult to launch a server. Correct? So don't worry what I'm doing. We will discuss it in detail. Just show you like, launching a server is not at all difficult thing. Delivering a web page also not at all a difficult thing. So just to show you that I'm doing this activity. Okay. So here I can give a name for the server. And I do have an option to select a lot of operating systems here. I can customize these operating systems also. Okay, whatever operating system required, we can select no installation, nothing, directly that OS will be available for us. So then what configuration? I told you we have nano server, we have micro server, small, medium, large. You see these many wide variety of configurations available. Okay, if you click here, 370 combinations available. You see, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM, 1 CPU, 512 MB RAM. How many of you have 512 MB phones? Your phone RAM itself, memory itself, like a 4 GB, right? Nowadays, minimum 4 GB. But you can take a server of GB. Okay, 512 MB. Memory one also you can take. That is a nano server, very, very small. You can take micro server, medium server. So these are like, you see, 6 TB, 6 TB. I'll show you. It's gone somewhere else here. You see this? 6 TB, not storage, RAM. If you have 32 GB laptop, or if you have 64 GB laptop, you feel it as a supercomputer, right? Just assume a server with 66 TB. Not storage, it's RAM. Okay, so you can go and select that this is 1 TB. This is 512 GB. Okay, you can take that server. So Very small configuration to very high configuration available here. Even if you're taking CPUs also, we do have 64 CPUs, 72 CPUs, 96 CPUs, 128 CPUs. Okay, we have lot of options available. Okay, so you can choose any, right? I'm not going to choose any. I'm going with T2 Micro. That comes for free. 1 year you can use without paying anything, free tier eligibility. Okay, right. So how much storage you want to give? 8 GB, 10 GB, 30 GB maximum. C drive 16 TB, D drive 16 TB. You can give any 16 TBs here. Right. So then click on launch instance. That's it. We will get a server. We got a server here. So how easy it is to get a server? Okay. If I done with my requirement, I can select it, I can terminate it. Terminate is nothing but delete. Terminate is nothing but delete. So if I use it for 2 minutes, I need to pay for 2 minutes. Then how we can get connected to it? How we can deliver a web page and all? So those are all very simple. Here you see connect option. Click on connect. Then click on connect. And there you see it's establishing connection. We got connected to the server. Okay. So I want to deliver a web page. And that web page should be accessible by everyone. Right. That's it. Now, if you click on this web page, you will get this test page. So this is a IP address. I'm posting this in our chat box. I'm posting it in our chat box. Okay. If you click on that link, you will get this test page. Where exactly you are doesn't matter. Even classroom guys, you can take out your mobile, give that IP address, you will get this page. Somehow, I want to change this. Instead of test page, I want to give a custom web page. Okay. All right. So now if I go here, if I give refresh, you see this? You can access it, just give a refresh. And this web page is now published to entire world. Where exactly you are, there you can access this web page. Okay. So, you can go global just in minutes. If I have a real code or real template, I can place that here. I have some actually. I can place it in the server, and only next thing is doing marketing or promotion. Okay, I done with my demo. Then I want to delete the server. Or else, so now currently, whatever server we launched, that server is running with high utilization. Like, I expected only 100 requests will come, but thousands of requests are coming to access the web page. Okay. So then the server is not able to handle all the load. Then what I need to do? I just need to stop the server. First, I'm stopping the server. And it is running with micro, right? Micro configuration. Still stopping. It won't take much time. So once it is stopped, we can go and we can change instant type. Then you can upgrade it to higher configuration. Then click on start. Okay, let's wait for a minute. It will change its status to stopped. So yeah, I'll show that. And okay, again, who came late? My name is Avinash Reddy Tipparthi, and I'm working as a specialist cloud and infrastructure. And classroom guys can see where I'm working, but online I cannot. Okay, right? So I have total 11 years of experience, and I have some certifications like a solution architect professional, security specialist, solution architect associate, and like you can see all that here in my LinkedIn profile. This is my profile, guys. Just go to LinkedIn, or else just go to LinkedIn, or you gave this URL directly, takes you to my profile. Okay, just search for Avinash Reddy Tipparthi. Okay, search with this name, you will get my profile. Okay, so yeah, the server is in stopped state. Currently, it is with micro. I can go here, change instant type. I decided to change it from micro to large. I can select large, apply. Now it is with T2 large. What I need to do, I just need to go here, start. That's it. Now it is going to start and it is going to run with large configuration. To perform upgradation or downgradation, how much time generally we need to put? Let's take your laptop itself. Your laptop is running with 4 GB RAM. You decided to make it 8 GB. You definitely need to put some efforts, right? But here, are we putting much efforts? Efforts are involving, but no huge or manual efforts. Everything virtual. Now it is running with large configuration. And did anything happen to our server? No, it's still up and running. Okay. So that is what, scale up or scale down or rapid elasticity. Again, I changed my mind. No one is using that higher configuration. I want to get it back to micro again. Then stop it, change it, start it. That's it. Okay. So that is all about technical things for today. All right, I can see. Yeah, I can see one question here. After 1 year, what will happen to that free account? I have created an account almost 1 year back. So your account will be available after 1 year also. But whatever service you create, you need to pay for it. Whatever service you create, you need to pay for it. Okay. So account, nothing happens. Okay, can we decrease the instance type? Yes, we can. I'm just doing it. It's a large now. I'm going to change instance settings, instant type, and I'm going to T2 micro again, then apply. It's downgraded. I can start it. My application will deliver again. All right. So a couple of things, guys. I can see a lot of questions posting in our chat box. Okay. So first, I already completed around 100 batches with Naresh IT itself. Okay. So I'm with Naresh IT from last 7 years onwards. So I've seen a lot of batches, and for every single batch, I used to get some common questions. I have summarized all that common questions here. Okay, first I'll take you through all these questions. If I don't cover any of your question, I'll answer that. Okay, so today I may not answer all your questions. Why? Because it's already 8:30. Okay, so we have time till 9 o'clock, right? So till 9 o'clock, how many questions I can answer? I'll answer all those questions, right? So the first question is, do we have any prerequisite to learn AWS? First thing, no prerequisite. You don't need to have any existing experience to start learning Amazon Web Services. As I told you, it's not a new technology. Okay, it's an automated process. The process is automated. We are going to discuss that automated process. And the first question, do we need to learn Linux? The answer is yes. You need to have basic Linux experience. The reason, sometime back you have seen, I launched a server. I made it as a web server. Then only I can show end-to-end about that server. If I want to explain about load balancer, obviously, I need to launch a server. I need to make it as a web server. And by using that web server only, I can deliver a web page, right? So basic Linux obviously required. So what we are going to do to learn that Linux? First, Naresh IT is giving a free Linux course. Okay, I'm going to give a free Linux course, a pre-recorded one. Third one, as part of this course itself, we are going to discuss Linux, all basics, very basics, like, moving here and there, the cd command, list command, copy paste, cut paste, those all basic commands also. I'm going to talk here as part of this course. So you have three options. One is as part of the regular batch. Second, a dedicated Linux course by Naresh IT. Third, I already made a pre-recordings on Linux course. I'm going to give that. Total three options we have. Okay, but Linux, yes, definitely required. So same thing we can do with Windows, but the problem is, so companies always keep that cost perspective in mind, and Linux is free. It's open source. It's more secure compared to Windows. So most of the organizations, they will use Linux when coming to production environments. So that's the reason we are discussing Linux. That's the first question. Do we need to have any experience to learn AWS? Like you might have some questions, okay, I'm from non-IT background, I'm from mechanical, I'm from electronics background, triple E or ECE. Okay, so here CSC guys are sitting. So in CSC, if you are from IT background, they are not teaching you this. Are they teaching you this in your academics? So CSC guy is sitting here, you also sitting here. So there is no difference. Okay, so he might hear some terminologies, but BTech, it's a BTech, right? We prepare to clear the exams, not to crack the interviews in BTech. So once you complete the exam, is the concept still in your mind? How many of you can say, what are the 7 OSI layers? What are the 7 OSI layers? Yeah, network layer. Is that first? It starts with A, application layer. Then gone. Gone, 8 marks gone. So it not starts with network layer, APST, NDP. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, right? So, so those things you learned, you cleared the exam, you forgot there itself. Okay, that is the reality. So you are here along with the CSC guy. That means you both are same. First, keep the thing aside. I am from IT. In nowadays, if you observe any of the job invitations, they're asking you any BTech. So when they don't have any problem, you also don't have any problem, right? So the thing is, first keep that aside. He is here. Why? Because he don't know what is AWS. You are here. Why? Because you also don't know what is AWS. So keep that thing aside. You both learn AWS. Okay. My responsibility, I'll make you understand the subject. I'll give a very simple example. You can take any previous student references. Okay, if you know anyone who completed AWS here in Naresh IT, you check with them, you take the feedback, then you decide. Okay, that is the first thing. And every day, once we are into the actual course, right? So once we're done with the session, I'm going to give a task. Okay, So you need to spend some time to clear all the tasks. That is important. If you want to gain expertise, if you want to good command on the subject, you definitely need to complete all the given tasks. Okay. And so, as I told you, whatever background you are coming from doesn't matter to me. I'll make you to understand the subject. That is what my responsibility is. Okay. So the next question, I have some experience in operation side like a system administration, network administration, database administration, storage administration. Will this course help me? The answer is big yes. The reason is in AWS, most of the things are operational things. We are going to discuss how to launch a server, how to manage a server, how to create a storage, how to manage it, how to create a user, how to create a database, how to create a network. You see, these all how to. So we are into primarily operation side. Okay. So no coding here. You can do the automated things. Okay. By using some scripts, like you can use JSON or YAML, or you can use Python. You can automate the things, but that is not mandatory. Same thing you can do manually, same thing you can do automation. Okay. So if you have experience with automation, that is well and good. But manually also you can do same activities. So till 6 years, they don't expect you to do automation. So no coding experience required if you are planning to add any experience less than 5 years. Okay. So like here in AWS, as I told you, we are going to learn all the administrations, all the operations. Okay, we comes under support job role. Once you're done with this course, you can promote yourself as an AWS administrator, AWS engineer, cloud administrator, cloud operations engineer. These are some common job roles. Okay, so these are suitable. 100% fits for these job roles. All right. So if you are into any of the administration, you are in the right path. Why? Because the process is automating. Right? Automation, you might hear this word. Automation is taking all our jobs. How and why? The reason, if it is a traditional environment, if it is a data center, we need to have storage administrators, network administrators, database administrators, Wintel administrators, like, system administrators or Unix engineers, right? So these all teams need to work together. Then only they can deliver a successful infrastructure. But now, nothing physical, everything virtual. You are the one who is going to do all these teams' jobs. Once you complete this AWS course, you are going to deal with user creation, storage creation, server creation, application hosting, network creation, database. These 6 are the primary modules we are going to discuss. How we can secure this? Another module, the security module. How we can automate this? Another automation module. How developer can use this? Developer module. Okay. So then the final module is like how you can promote yourself, like, how you can prepare your resume, how to talk in interview. That is general. So total, this course is 10 module course. Okay. So resume preparation, mock interviews, we are going to discuss all those things also. Right? So now, if you are from any development background, I told you so far, like, operations, but you already know Python, or you already working in Java, you already working as a .NET developer. Now you decided to learn Amazon Web Services. Can you really learn? Is it useful? It will be useful. Definitely it added advantage to your profile. Okay. It takes your career to next level. Okay. So again, if you want to go as AWS developer, so you need to know all the services first, how the service will work. Then only you can do automation, right? Then only you can apply your programming knowledge into these AWS services, right? So that is what we are going to learn here. Okay. So for developers, as I told you, we have a development module. So once we discussed all the services and all, for developers, specifically, I'll tell you how you can utilize that your existing knowledge by using CDK. CDK stands for Cloud Development Kit. And we have some services like a Lambda, Cloud Formation. How we can use that services? How we can use such services? How we can deploy a Lambda function in AWS? Okay, so how we can use Cloud Formation just like a Terraform? Cloud Formation is AWS own tool. So how we can utilize it? We are going to discuss that. Okay, so if you have any programming experience, I'll help you how you can apply your experience with AWS after learning all these modules. Okay, it's also part of our course. So then another common question, do I need to learn DevOps along with this AWS course? Many of you might have this question. The first thing, not really required at moment. Generally, if you're taking any DevOps course, so they are going to explain you the automation things. To explain you, they need a server, they need a database. So generally, they might use like a virtual box or some regular, their local machine resources. But in real environments, are we going to use our local resources? No. So first, you need to know the infrastructure. I'll give a very simple example, guys. So this AWS is like a building a house, like, taking pillars, floor by floor, like, giving a beautiful shape and all. Then what exactly DevOps? If you turn on a switch, light need to come. You're automating. Where you're automating? Within the infrastructure itself, right? So we are learning the infrastructure first, then you learn the automation. And AWS has its own tools. If you join any DevOps course, what they will explain? They will first explain about Linux. We are discussing here. Then they will explain about Jenkins. AWS have its own tool called Code Pipeline. We will discuss in this course. They will discuss about Git, where we can store the code and all. The GitHub, right? So AWS have its own tool called Code Commit. We are discussing that here. Then they will discuss about Maven and Gradle, the build tools. We have code build here in AWS. We are discussing that here. So that they will discuss about containerization service. AWS has its own container service called ECS. We will discuss as part of the course. Then what? Are they discussing anything new? So the only thing is they will take some popular tools. They will pick one popular tool from that list. They will explain you. But we are going to pick AWS own tool and we are going to discuss here. That is a difference. So you learn the infra first, you learn AWS own tools. So then you decide whether you really require the regular or general tools or not. And regarding the general tools also, how exactly I did that Linux course, pre-recorded one. Similar way, I already prepared a Udemy course on Jenkins as well as GitHub. It's available in my YouTube channel also. The GitHub course is available in my YouTube channel also. Okay, so you just go to YouTube, search for AWS Avinash Reddy. Then you can find my YouTube channel. So there, I recently added some videos on Azure by comparing it with AWS. Okay, I did some migration videos around 4 years back itself. I did some migrations moving a server from on-premise to AWS, moving server from Azure to AWS, GCP to AWS, such type of some advanced videos available in that channel. Okay, so so with these tools, you can add DevOps services also in your resume. You really no need to take any dedicated DevOps course. If you want to gain expertise on that regular tools or famous tools in the market, yes, that's purely up to you. You can definitely join once we complete this 50% of the course. You can simultaneously do. Okay. So basically this become a recent trend, 1+1, right? They are selling along with AWS, they sell DevOps, along with DevOps, they sell AWS also. right? So yeah. So are we going to have any project? So this course is completely hands-on, 90% hands-on. Remaining 10%, some services I cannot demonstrate. For example, migrating a server, obviously be difficult to demonstrate here. Okay, it takes a lot of time. If I want to migrate from on-premise, I need to have VMware and all that Naresh IT don't provide. It involves with a lot of cost also. So such type of activities, I will take you through some pre-recorded videos. Okay, so server migration, database migration, those, and completely hands-on. And some might have this question. I have some gaps in my career. Okay, or I did my graduation long back and I'm into non-technical job from that time onwards. Now I decided to switch to this IT. Okay, so like the condition here is you need to complete all the given tasks. If you are able to complete all the given tasks, you can add 3 to 4 years experience to your profile. So the task I'm giving here is simulated to that level job guy activities. Okay. So if you are able to complete all that, so definitely you can add that experience. The resume preparation, yes, as I told you, I'll help you with that. Resume preparation, how you can promote in project, like how you can add a project to your resume, that all we will discuss at end of the course. Okay. Why? Because you need to know entire module, then only you can understand that, right? So this course duration, it's 45 sessions. It's not just 45 days. Like, if more holidays coming, extend more. So it's total 45 sessions and it's 1 hour, 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. Not exactly, not cut short to 1 hour, right? So we might close by 8:40 or 8:45, not more than that. Okay. So yeah. And this is a online classroom session. So without any recordings, it's 8,000. With recordings, it's 12,000. So Naresh IT contact information, I'll just post here. Sorry. This is Naresh IT's contact information. If you have any questions, you can WhatsApp him. 799-799-7808. Should I have any goal programming knowledge? I think I answered to that. Have we installed AWS? So basically, we don't need to install AWS. It's a cloud, just a browser. You don't need to have high configuration laptop also. You don't need to have high configuration laptop also. Just a very basic configuration laptop with a browser and internet. That's it. Even you can practice in tab also. Mobile, it's a bit difficult. Okay. Right? You can use a tab and you can practice. So non-IT background, Shirish, I think I covered that. Are you covering like a Docker, Kubernetes? Yes, AWS have its own service called ECS, Elastic Container Service, that we are covering, Pawan. And Jenkins, I'm giving a free course. Which technology is good with AWS? With AWS, I'll always suggest Python. We will get any certification, which one we are going to study for. So basically, we are going to study for these foundation and associate level certifications, guys. The foundation and associate level certification. Cloud practitioner is a foundation level certification name. $100 is the cost. And solution architect associate and sysaps administrator. These are the associate level certifications. $150 plus tax is the exam cost. So we are aiming to clear any of these certifications. AWS Cloud is part of solution architect? Yes. All classes recording sessions are available through user ID and password. Yes, Naresh team is going to give a LMS portal, learning management. So you can access everything from there. Can we expect to have big data platform architecture set up from this course? So I'll explain like all the resources we require to build a big data infrastructure. For example, in AWS, we call it as a EMR. Okay, I'll delete the server. So Srinivas, for your question, the answer is we have a service called EMR. Okay. So whenever you are creating a cluster, S3, we will discuss as part of the course. Applications, we will discuss. What instant type, we will discuss as part of the course. Sometime back, I taken medium, small, and all right. The similar way you see here, these all are the different configurations. We will discuss this. And key pair, we will discuss. Permissions, we will discuss. So, this course is primarily focusing on core infrastructure services. Once you know all that core infrastructure services, you can create any environment. Big data environment, like, or any ETL environment, you can configure all those here. Right, certifications, as I told you, like these are the certifications. Okay. Currently working as a test analysis, you can definitely switch to AWS, Vinod. Can we expect new timings? No, Manikanta, only 7:30 to 8:30. $100 one attempt. $100 one attempt, not for multiple attempts. If you fail, they will give you 50% coupon for second attempt. So second time, 50%, but don't, I'll help you to clear that. Don't worry. Can Naresh IT provide cloud practitioner certification? No. Naresh IT will give course completion certificate. Naresh IT provide course completion certificate. And also basically this course is NASCAM. Okay, it's affiliated with NASCAM and Future Skills. So like, once you're done with this course, so there is a little assessment from Government of India. If you complete that little assessment, okay, so you can get 50% of your course amount back. They will refund. So 4,000 rupees you can get back again from Government of India. This course is affiliated with NASCAM. Okay. But that 4,000 not Naresh IT refunds. So it's Government of India. So once you're done with the course, if you go to Naresh IT, okay, give me 4,000. They won't respond. Okay. So it's from like, Government of India. Right. So do we have, how can apply NASCAM? That is the last thing, Jagadish. That is the last thing of this course. So I'll help you with that. Do we have any real-time projects? Yes, Tejaswini. So, as I explained, like here, this course is completely hands-on. Yes, we are going to take multiple scenarios as a projects, and we are going to discuss how we can apply that to our profiles. AI threat to cloud professional, AI threat for everyone, Josh. Not just for that, AI is threat for everyone. So, but end of the day, someone required who can apply that artificial intelligence to our project. So without human, nothing happens. Okay. We do have an option to shut down the AI. Okay, that exam fees, that don't worry. Okay, the cloud practice exam fees is nearly 10,000. Yes, $100 is not 10,000, right? 8,000 change. 8,000 change. Okay, so it's too late for me. Like, if you have any more questions, definitely I'll take all your questions tomorrow. Right. So this is the contact number of Naresh team. If you have any other questions, you can get in touch with them. All right. So that's it for this session. I hope this session is informative. See you again tomorrow with same meeting link. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.